Hello, my name is Rachit, and in this video I will be identifying two different potential hazards, one at my home and one at a retail store. I'll explain why each of this is a hazard, who is at risk, who is responsible for it, and how the hazard can be prevented. I'll also discuss one possible defense each party can use who is at the fault. So let's dive right in. The first hazard I'm going to talk about is at my home. The hazard here is a loose rug in the hallway. This is a potential hazard because it can easily move or slip around, creating a tripping risk for anyone walking through the area. So who's at risk? The people at risk are guests and family members who may be walking through the hallway. For example, if someone walks through the hallway and trips on the loose rug, they could suffer from injuries like sprained ankle, broken bones, or bruises from falling. In some cases, the person could also hit their head and even suffer concussions. So who is responsible for this hazard? The person legally responsible is me, the homeowner, since I am in charge of maintaining a safe environment in my home. In this case, I am at fault because I haven't secured the rug properly, which creates a hazard for anyone who walks by. To prevent this risk, I could either buy a non-slip rug to secure the place or use double-sided tape to keep the rug from moving. One possible defense I could use is if someone gets injured is an assumption of risk. If the person was aware that the rug was loose but chose to walk it through the rug nearby the area, I could argue that they assumed the risk of injury by continuing to walk in the area despite the hazard being visible. So now let's talk about a hazard at a retail store. The hazard here is a stack of boxes blocking the aisle. This is a potential hazard because the boxes are obstructing the walkway, which can make it easy for a customer to trip over them. So who's at risk? The customers here are at a risk because if they are walking quickly through the aisle or distracted, they could trip over the boxes and injure themselves. They could suffer from twisted ankles, bruises, or even more serious injuries like a head injury or concussion if they fall hard enough. So who's responsible for the hazard? The store owner or management is legally responsible for keeping the store safe for customers. In this case, they are at fault because they have allowed boxes to block a walkway, which is clearly a safety hazard. The store could prevent this by regularly inspecting the aisles, clearing any walkways, any obstacles, and ensuring that the items are stored properly in designated areas and not in the pathways. One defense the store could use is contributory negligence. If a customer ignored warning signs around the blocked aisle or failed to pay attention to the surroundings, the store might argue that the customer contributed to their own injury by not taking reasonable care when walking through the area. So, to summarize, I identified two hazards. The first one is at my home, where a loose rug could cause someone to trip and fall. The second hazard is at a retail store, where boxes blocking on the aisle can create a tripping risk for customers. For each hazard, I explained who is at risk, who is responsible, how the hazard can be prevented, and the defenses that could be used in each case. This exercise shows how important it is to be aware of our surroundings and to be aware of the potential hazards in both public and personal areas. In addition to this, it also shows that how we can be proactive in preventing accidents. Thank you for watching the video. I hope this helps you understand about the tort laws that applies in the real world situation. Thank you.